Hello. I'm going live. I'm going live. Here's what I'm doing. I am going to draw on this. I primed it with red paint. Why did I prime it with red paint? 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 I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. Why did I prime it with red paint? Why did I prime it with red paint? I don't know. But we're going to start. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? All right, let's do this. What are we going to say? Smash that like. Smash that like. All right, here we go. Let's go crazy. Let's go freaking crazy. Well, why not? Start with this. Start with this. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to, I heard about this whole thing. I had to start with, I should have started with yellow. Now I'm all scrooshed up. Oh no. What the world is asking me for? Why am I going live? I don't know, because I'm so bored. Yeah! Let's go. What am I drawing? What do you know? I am drawing Sonic. He don't go slow. Shoot. Cute, 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 cute. Why is he in a red background? You usually never paint your backgrounds. I know I don't, but today I did. But except I did it a different day. We're just doodling, guys. I'm Andrew Hilbert. We're just doodling here. We're just doodling. Go ahead and smash and subscribe if you want chaos and vibes. Yeah, here we go. All right. Smash it, dude. What am I drawing? I'm drawing Sonic! My Sonic. We're going to give him, he's going to be shocked at whatever he's looking at right now. He's going to be in abject terror. He is shocked at whatever he's looking at. Maybe he's going to be falling. Let's check it out. I lost my pen. Okay. All right, here we go. Here it is. I found it. He's going to be falling like Tom Petty. 'Cause I'm free. Free falling. Or like, what is it? Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. Here we go. Luffy, how you doing? Hello to you. Hello. 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 Gotta get the body. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm one of the original Sega team designers, Sega America, and I showed them like guys, look, Sonic's fast, sure, but we need to have some more body positivity in America. So, you can be fast, but you can also kind of let yourself go. Sonic's always going to be number 2. It doesn't matter how fast you go, Sonic. It doesn't matter how fast. You might have all the tood, but listen, Sonic, you're not Mario. You're not Mario. Luffy, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Just absolutely fantastic! Sonic free-falling to oblivion. Who's playing Oblivion? Who's playing the remaster? Who's doing it? Anybody playing Oblivion. Just want you to know I was one of the lead character designers of Oblivion. I said, hey, Sega wouldn't take my Sonic. Let's just rename him into something else and make him a villain in Oblivion. And you know what they said to me? Do you know what they said to me? They said no! So I said, fine, I'll have to take my talents elsewhere. And I waited years to re-unveil my design. This is my design. You ain't never seen Sonic go this fast. This is my design. If they made a new Sonic game today and called it Sonic Midlife Crisis, this is what you'd see. This is what you'd see. And you'd be like, gosh, that is the best looking Sonic. If only Nintendo had the cojones to do something similar. But they don't. They just, he's a plumber. He's a plumber. He always looks the same. If you look at Sonic throughout his entire career, he's looked slightly different. It's because they don't save the models. They do not save the blueprints for their character designs. Just look at the movies. Look at the movies. Every single Sonic movie has a different character model for Sonic. It's insane. It's absolute insanity. I do not know why. Why? They fired me. How could they fire me from Sega America? Look, guys, good ideas. Good ideas don't always get you riches. Good ideas do not always get you success. Okay? Good ideas get you 3 viewers on TikTok. Okay? 3 viewers on TikTok. Now, if you like hearing me rant, you should keep liking this thing. Share it. And you guys will get the truth. The truth about how the gaming industry works. Okay? Okay? What is Sonic? He's going to be flying out of a plane. Of course he's jumping out of a plane. Duh. Of course he is. I mean, here's the thing. I have ideas. I just can't draw. It's not good. That doesn't look like a good plane. That just doesn't look. It just doesn't look good. Look at this. Yeah, it looks good. It's fine. It's fine. Fudge. I need a white marker. Stat! Here we go. White marker. See, I learned from other artists that you should prime in white. And one of my freaking children used this pen and dried it out. This is a cursed painting here. This one ain't gonna work. But you don't start something you don't want to finish. That's why I told Sega in 2006 when they made Sonic, which is now colloquially called Sonic 06. I said, guys, this game sucks. This game sucks. And they said, it doesn't suck. You're so negative. And I said, I'm not trying to be negative. I want what's best for the company. I want what's best for Sonic. This game sucks. And what this game needs is my Sonic. They laughed me. They laughed me out of the office and told me to take a hike. They told me to take a... Thank you, Luffy. I bet you can draw better than me. They told me to take a hike. They said, get out of here. Dude, we are not going to... We're just not. We're not going to use your Sonic. We've already told from Haruki, no, you cannot. You're not going to do it. Okay? They like this version of the game. They like this Sonic. They like this weird human hedgehog love story. We're not changing anything. I'm sorry, your Sonic is great. I don't want to tell you that it's not great. Okay? But they fired me anyways. They said, get out of here, and you can take that design with you because it is not Sonic. I looked at them and I laughed. I said, I am going to Bethesda with this design. They are making a new game. The new game is called, this was way back in the day, guys. This is a long time ago. I said, they're making a new game. The new game is called Oblivion. And that is what you're going to feel when you see my character be the ultimate villain in Oblivion. I went to Bethesda. They didn't even open the door for me. They said, hey, Sega called. We don't want any trouble. If they're anything like Nintendo, we're done. If they're anything like Nintendo, we're done. We will never sell to Microsoft, ever. And that's the goal. We want to get $1 billion from Bill Gates. What do you know, like 20 years later, 20 years go by, and they sell to Microsoft for like $1 billion. Time will tell if it was a good deal, but it seems like it's a good deal. And the game, the remaster just came out. I talked to them on the phone the other day, and I said, hey, remember when you kicked me out of the office? And you told me this would, you were too afraid? Sega's softened since then. They got the movies, they got all this. They're kind of cool, man. You look at Sega on TikTok, they're in on the jokes. They know all the Sonic jokes. Just make my character a special character. And you know what they said to me? They didn't say anything. Because they have a whole new corporate culture that has nothing to do with games. It's all about, we need to have games that are free. And it's just like, okay, cool. So who pays the artists? Who pays the artists is what I'm asking, Who pays the artists? My little $42 every 3 months, I don't think that's enough to pay for a family, for an artist. And over there, there's slaving away, making games. Hey, Dad. How you doing, Dad? Welcome. I'm going to outline because I just don't like the way the red is muting all of the emotion in this image. So I'm going to outline. Hopefully that kind of draws the eyes more into the look of horror and abject terror on our hero's face. And the hero being, of course, Sonic the Hedgehog. My Sonic, okay, has nothing to do with Sega. Sega abandoned my project, which you all have heard over the course of this live stream. But it's a true story. This was going to be Sonic '06. They decided to go a different way, and I just thought, I might as well take my character into my own hands, So I did, and it's been a journey. This character, that looks pretty good. Can you imagine if this came out on the original Dreamcast? It was never going to come out on the original Dreamcast. I was too late. I was too late for that. But just look, a hand-drawn cover. Let's put a little ESRB rating on there. What do you say to that? What do you say to that, gang? What do you say to that? Let's put an ESRB rating on there. Let's just look through my... I need the black. Where's the black marker? I had it. There it is. All right, let's put an ESRB rating. What ESRB rating do you think this game would have? You know what we should do? Prime with white first. Boom. Prime with white there. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's already starting to look like a ESRB rating. I can't remember if ESRB ratings are on the left or right. I just gotta tell you, I don't care whether it's on the left or right. We're all just people living in the world. It's just come together. I think what's his name said that. Come together. Here's one of the Boodles. No, the Beatles. The Beatles. This game would be rated T. And let's put ESRB up here because that's what people did back in those days. They still do, but we don't really have any interaction with these ratings anymore. We just don't. We have digital games now, so that's what we're gonna do. ESRB, and instead of saying teen, let's say okay. So anyway, Sega they didn't like my Sonic, and they said no and never step into my office ever again. I was shocked. We were friends, me and the Sega guys, and that's a plane back there. He's falling out of a plane. I was shocked though that they kicked me out of their office because I helped build that freaking office. I was the guy who brought the hot dogs in the morning. People wanted donuts. They wanted fucking donuts, and I was the hot dog man. I said, you should try kolache. Okay? And some people did. Some people liked it. They got it. They understood the kolache, the meat, sweet bread kind of deal. But it was I was a trailblazer at Sega. They didn't know what they were doing. I don't know what I need. These markers suck. I just want you all to know that. Do not buy these markers. These markers are great. Right there. I was a trailblazer. I brought kolaches. I wasn't donut man, I was kolache boy. So I gave him kolaches, and, it just, sometimes things work. Sometimes, like going against the grain works, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if this pen works. Anyways, this pen doesn't work. Anyways, I think Sonic needs another coat. Painting red initially seemed like a great idea, but the colors aren't vibrant enough. Goodbye, Sonic. You have no face now. It's over. It will return. It will return. I should have primed it with white instead of red. I learned I'm not actually an artist. I just do things. Let's see. You can see like there's more vibrant colors when you go off white. Let me just show you. Yeah, it's a little creepy. But you see how like the yellow shows up, more yellow. Anyways, I'm not an artist. I was a professional artist. I did work for Sega for many years. Until they kicked me out of the office. I was too much of a trailblazer. I said, let's make Sonic real. Let's make him a real person. Your base is not always going to be children. Okay, it may have started out as kids, but those kids grow up, and they want to grow up with Sega. They want to grow up with Sonic. They want to grow up with Mario. Mario's already a plumber. He's an adult. Okay, kids are growing into his shoes. They're growing into that fandom. Sonic is a creature that nobody understands. Doesn't even exist on Earth. They call him a hedgehog. Whatever. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. He's not a hedgehog. They call him a hedgehog. And when you're a kid, you grow up, you say, you know, I have no goals watching a hedgehog, you know. I can't empathize with a hedgehog. A plumber, on the other hand, he's got a good job, high-paying job, you know. All this hedgehog does, though, is run around all day, going too fast. And it's very hard. It's very hard to learn and grow with him. There's some sadness in Sonic's eyes. He's jumping out of a plane. He's jumping out of the plane. He's on a mission. He's jumping out of the plane. You know? And he's just and as he's jumping out of this plane, he's realizing time is short in this life. You know, time is short in this life. So we got to give him some tears. Let's give him some tears. Don't cry, Sonic. People do love you. Now this could be a religious image. Now a lot of times with these kind of drawings, it's confusing as to what things are. So we're gonna name this. I'm gonna label some things here. Like this is plane. Say USA plane. That way, there's no confusion in the museum. Okay, and let's do this. We're gonna name this. Dreamcast 2. Well, that's that, guys. Hope you liked it. I believe it was a very, very fun time. Thank you for joining me. Let's date this thing. What is the date today? The 3rd? Tis the 3rd. 5/3/25. You can go to dreamcast2.com. To a big juicy heart.